Hello, hello. This is Things to Do, and my name is Erin, and I am here to help you fight boredom. So I will throw out a few ideas of things to do. Hopefully, one is appealing to you, and you will go and do it. So, the first thing I have for you today is what I call event bartering. Okay, what is event bartering? Let me tell you. Um, it is you and someone else, a friend, a family member, your partner. Uh, you do something that they really want to do, and they'll do something you want to do. So it could be, all right, I will go to the sand soccer tournament with you if you will go to the basket weaving class with me. I will go to the upholstery class with you if you will go to the baseball game with me. I will run a whole bunch of errands with you if you'll go grocery shopping with me. So you get the idea. And so, number one, you're spending time together. Number two, you are maybe doing something that you wouldn't necessarily do as your first pick for something to do, and you might surprise yourself. You might actually enjoy, um, I don't know, going to the car wash or, um, going to the community plot in the big garden down the street. Whatever it is, you might actually surprise yourself. And then end up when you are looking for something to do at a later time, that might be your thing. Hey, let's go back to the community garden, and then I will do this with you. So you kind of get the idea. Whatever you want to do on any given day, you kind of barter with someone else. So I call it event bartering. So that's the first thing. The second thing to do is, this is kind of what I think is a play on the whole inspiration board or motivational board. You may have seen bulletin boards that have colors and pictures and maybe even a few words, different things. They're very, very personalized, different things to get someone motivated or inspired. And so this is kind of a play on that, and I will call it, I jotted it down, an inspiration drawer. And let me tell you a little bit of background on this. So I live in Virginia and work in Virginia, and I used to go to Raleigh quite regularly and work in an office down there. And I would go into this particular office of someone who had, I want to say she moved out of state. I can't remember, but she wasn't there any longer. She moved on to a different job. And it was the neatest thing. It really surprised me when I first found it. But so, okay, picture a desk. I think it was an L desk, which is pretty standard for a lot of offices. And so you have some bigger drawers for filing, hanging files, and that kind of thing. And then you have a couple small, maybe pencil drawers, little ones. So one of the drawers to the right or to the left, I don't remember. I opened it. I was looking for probably a pen or a stapler or who knows what. I opened it, and there was nothing in it except pictures. And what this person had done, so neat, was she had, I remember it was a vintage postcard. She had, and it was like a motel, not a hotel, but a motel from like the 50s or 60s. And it was just a really neat, and there was kind of like a pool in the background. It was just a really neat vintage postcard. And then she had pictures of gardens, really uniformed gardens, shrubs and plants, flowers. And I cannot remember, this is going back like 15 years, but she had all these different pictures taped in the drawer. And I thought to myself, well, it's kind of like an inspirational or motivational board. And I thought, it's kind of like a smoke break. But she didn't smoke. She didn't leave her desk, her office. She didn't go outside. It was, think of it as a coffee break. So if you have a drawer at a workstation, at a desk, at a workbench, in a garage, maybe you have a shop out back at home, Anywhere you have a drawer, consider gathering these little pictures and snippets and personal things. Again, it can be some words, it can be a quote. It would vary greatly from person to person to person. And this is what you glance at. You just kind of take a 2 or 3 minute coffee break and you're kind of looking at these images and you just find inspiration in them. It could be, for me, maybe a itsy bitsy little tiny cottage by the sea. It will all be very personalized and you can change it up. It could be kind of seasonal. You can maybe kind of grow tired of a particular picture, or maybe you realize, that's not as inspirational as I once found it. So you could be taping pictures on top of other pictures, or pulling them off and removing them and replacing them, however you want to do it. But I think, and I'm going to do this actually at work. I have not. But I think it would be fun to put together. And I do think it would serve a purpose when you kind of maybe just need to clear your mind for a couple of minutes. So think about doing that. And again, I'll call it I jotted it down, inspiration drawer. Okay, so the last thing I have for you today is organize a game night. So a game night can be a very, very structured, formal. There's 8 people around the dining room table. We put the extra leaves in the table. It's really big. There's 8 little pads, 8 pens, maybe a board, sand timer, some dice, men laid out. I mean, it could be like a really, really formal, get the directions out game night. Or, which is great, I mean, that's a lot of fun. I've had hours and hours and hours of really great times with people I'm close to over the years at game nights. Or it could be you are sitting out on the beach with 2 people and you're in beach chairs and you're all just kind of relaxing, taking it easy, and you have a game night. And so it can be as simple as grabbing a deck of there's a couple of different games. I actually will grab Taboo is one of them. Outburst is another. So I don't bring a board and the men, timers. I don't bring any of that. I bring just the cards. I'll throw them in a beach bag. And you can sit around with a group of people and you can play these games just basically hollering out questions. And this will work with a lot of board games. And whoever answers something first correctly gets the card. And then when you're done, half hour later, maybe you all decide to put a specific time limit on it, 10 minutes, whatever it may be. Whoever has the most cards wins. It can be that informal. And I actually bought a deck of cards recently. And on every single card, this is so great. I love this deck of cards. I think it's called a tumbler, if I'm not mistaken. And what the person did was they wrote a question on every single card, a really thought-provoking question. I think some of them are lighter and I think some are really deep. And so they're thought-provoking questions. And I've gotten the deck out before to play with friends, and we end up not even playing cards because we're just busy asking a couple of questions and going around the circle and getting everyone's answer. So again, a game night can be very, very formal. You have exactly 10 people, or, and very, very structured and formal. Or it could be very, very casual and relaxed, and you're just sitting out in the driveway in your chairs, enjoying a beverage and having a game night. So consider doing a game night. So again, first of all, event bartering with someone. It could be a friend or a partner or a family member. Event bartering. And then we have the inspirational drawer. And then we have game night. So hopefully at least one of those is appealing to you. And as I always say, maybe you tweak it a little bit, make it your own, and you have fun. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.